So researchers hypothesized from the specific survey that was made that perfectionism was a result of burnout, also known as a stressor. Basically, two factors that were cited as a solution for burnout or of specifically perfectionism was maladaptive evaluative concerns and also positive achievements of different accomplishments that were also made that would affect the specific clinical psychologist in the way that they would perceive their actual job and their the way that they would perceive their job and the way that they would actually do the specific treatments. Um, although the researchers researchers stated that there was more support mainly for the that they supported more so the positive consequences related to achievement striving. Basically, the research that they concluded from suggested more of a focus on the negative consequences of the the consequences of basically the emotion of the consequences of basically um, perfectionism causing the psychologist to act differently or different perspectives that might different aspects that might affect them. Um, um, and when also related to burnout, other characteristics that would formulate from that would be um, emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and also reduced personal achievements. And the that affects specifically the people dealing the specific okay that would affect the psychologists who had to deal with the specific people or clients that they would have to specific or patients also that they would basically have to speak to and formulate a specific case a case name leading to what personality that person might have, what aspects would troubles them, and those aspects also connect to how that might affect the actual psychologist. Um, mm, Also, the researchers developed a specific example explaining that a woman, for example, who had higher perfectionism, showed more of a rapid decrease in self-esteem, resulting in burnout, which is big, which which does show the fact that self-esteem is a stressor, and there was also physical aspects that also were described but was not included of what I've stated. Also, the researchers cited from other researchers that a questionnaire was provided, also known as also a specific survey was provided to specifically clinical psychologists who would suggest fatigue or exhaustion in three different areas. The first area would be specifically personal burnout, and personal burnout experiences by individual psychologists was through physical and psychological factors that might affect them, such as self esteem. And the second area was work related burnout. And work related burnout was similar to the experience of personal burnout, but work related burnout was the effect of outside of their environment, their work environment, and how that affected them in their actual job. And then basically the third and final one was um, evolve was the client related burnout, which is the effect of working with a specific patient and how that specific patient's experience, that specific patient experience that they must have had, relate an attitude of that would relate to the overall idea of what that psychologist had to work through, which connects to the whole burnout idea. And in essence, the researchers also resulted that the survey supported their original hypothesis that perfectionism and stress are related to burnout in clinical psychologists, and that the actual levels of stress can also help for like further later on can help identify the different aspects of the amounts of physical and psychological fatigue or exhaustion that a person might experience while working in a specific field or department, in different areas or different psychological areas.